On today's episode of Review, we talk about the Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Rachel McAdams, Mads Mikkelsen, Tilda Swinton, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. He played Mordo. And directed by Scott Derrickson, who directed Sinister and The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which are horror films, and this is what this guy's known for. So to have this horror director come into the Marvel Universe and take over Doctor Strange was gotta be just the perfect decision that Marvel could have made here. And the casting-wise, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange is perfect. He is so just on point. He is Doctor Strange. He becomes this character so well. Similar to that of Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. are like one person. This is Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. They are one. Doctor Strange is a cocky, arrogant, rich brain surgeon that ends up in an accident destroying the use of his hands. He can no longer be a brain surgeon. He can't do what he was born to do. He feels defeated, and after Western medicine no longer can help him, he goes to Eastern medicine, and he finds a character by the name of the Ancient One, who helps him to harness magic and powers and abilities from other realms in the multiverse to create magic and get the use back of his hands, as well as, fight off all these magical beings from other realms, which totally opens up the Marvel Cinematic Universe into a way that I am very excited to see where it's going to go. I'm excited to see this character join up with the rest of the Avengers in Infinity War, and I'm excited to see his interaction, especially with Tony Stark. I think that's going to be a really fun one. It's directed really, really well. The special effects, which I'm sure you've seen in the trailers, with the worlds folding in on each other and all that, it's really, really, really awesome, and I would recommend maybe even seeing this movie in 3D. I didn't get to, I saw it in 2D, but I want to go back and see it in theaters in 3D because the special effects are that great that I think that 3D is just going to make it even crazier. Those sequences are all really, really great. The actual action hand-to-hand combat stuff is a little weak. I wish that could have been elevated just a little bit more. That would have kind of helped out and made those sequences a little bit more entertaining. Mads Mikkelsen is great. I really like his character. I wish that his character would have had a little bit more depth, but that's kind of how it happens with every Marvel movie. In the third act, when the big boss battle basically is taking place, just understand that that's the only thing that I felt like was weak. It's basically there's a giant CG character that I feel like did not look very good. He is clearly a giant CG character. It brought me out of the film just enough that it was a little jarring, caught my attention. I didn't really appreciate it. There's too many spoilery things that I would like to talk about that I can't talk about, so I won't talk about them. All right, moving on. I just really had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought it was very exciting. Marvel movies are really good about having that comedic sense of tone, but with Doctor Strange and being directed by a horror film director, I did not think that this movie was going to be that funny, but it is actually really funny. My big issue with a lot of Marvel movies is the sense of that feeling that you get when you watch them of it's just cookie cutter, and it's just like the Marvel formula, and they're just pumped out into the world. This one, still, definitely you can see the design of the Marvel formula there. But because of it being directed by Scott Derrickson, I think that gave it that extra bit of flavor that we needed in a Marvel movie that made it feel a little bit refreshing and different and stands out from a lot of the other Marvel films. With all that said, go out and see Doctor Strange this weekend. It was a lot of fun. I hope this movie does really well in the theaters. I would like to see a sequel, but I don't know if they're going to do that with this character. I don't know if that he's big enough, but hey, you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't that big, and they're getting a sequel. So, with that said, Doctor Strange gets an 8.5 out of 10, and it's definitely worth seeing. It was a lot of fun. Take your family to see it. It was really, really enjoyable. We got a new lineup here at Rad Entertainment. We got a new lineup here at Rad Entertainment. Mondays at 7 o'clock is Spoiling Dead, where we talk about Sunday night's episode of The Walking Dead. Tuesdays are rewatch days, Wednesdays are replays, Fridays are reviews. And thank you for being a part of all this. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on Monday for Spoiling Dead.